Official.streetsmarks@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio, or fuck with us. Official.streetsmarks on SoundCloud and IG, Street Smart fan page on Facebook, Street_Smarks on Twitter, ECW Memories with the Germ Goofs.
What's up, Germ Goofs?
Courtesy of PWInsider.com. Neckbeard.
Neck Beezy. I might be in need of a co-host because this nigga next to me is diabolical. What's up, Neck Beezy?
I just want to talk to you one-on-one. Man a dork. Why do you do the things that you do? Like, seriously. You act like you're some sort of gatekeeper to professional wrestling. You act like you're some sort of Lord Dominion of professional wrestling. But I look at you every week when I watch ECW, and you're a mark. But I thank you, Neck Beezy. Because you provide me with weekly content. But this one, again, you are a graduate of the Terry Funk School of Wrestling Journalism. Never come loudly, because you are terrible. This week in wrestling history as we see fit. August 20th, 1951. Terry McGinnis.
Oh, Batman Beyond. Nigga travel back in time.
Nigga jumped in the coffin. Because he's a Batman. Defeats Ted Travis to win the Hawaii Heavyweight title in Honolulu, Hawaii. This marks the start of McGinnis' second title reign.
Did you put this on here because his name is Terry McGinnis?
No, there was actually nothing in the search criteria that I usually search for, because Neckbeard is slacking on his mackin', slipping on his pimpin'. Same day, 1954, June Byers defeats Mildred Burke for the Niggas with Attitudes World's Women's title in Atlanta, Georgia. This win was controversial as the match was scheduled for 3 falls. But after Byers won the first fall, the 1-hour time limit expired and Byers was awarded the title.
So what, you pandering to our female demographic now? Bringing up old-ass women matches that we... Because, see, I started to say, are you pandering to the bitches now and shit? But, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be more politically correct and shit since our last production meeting, and Steven Richards came to the meeting. And I have been censored. Street Smart Audio fans, I cannot call Terry Funk. I can't say that he on a regular basis by the devil, like in South Park, except he's not Saddam Hussein. Oh no, he's a far more nefarious individual. He's Terry Funk. I'm not allowed to say none of that, y'all. So I know this will never make the airways, because Mr. Cutoff button down over there in red necktie, Stephen Fooge Richards over there, has put a muzzle on your champion. But it's all right. I am still the paragon of professionalism, and I know it's about to be full of Terry Funk news and headlines in there, and I already have mastered not puking doing this segment every week, but I will also now, from here on out, master and refrain from talking about how he's on foot when there's full moons, just for the simple hope that it will further his wrestling career. Thank God in heaven that his kids, who, even though they were brought up in the cross-dressing ranch, have so far avoided being swayed down this dark and demented and ghoulish path.
August 21st, 2004. Staten Island's New York's Sports Fest, which held numerous ECW events in the late 1990s, was shut down and taken down by a wrecking ball.
That's a rough way to go.
The Sports Fest property, which housed batting cages, indoor golf, video games, and a bowling alley under a huge bubble, was sold and would be turned into housing units, according to an article last week in the Staten Island Advance. The Sports Fest bubble, which had been a local landmark in the area, is already torn down. ECW debuted in the venue in August of 1996, headlined by Sabu pinning Rob Van Dam. The promotion ran regular house shows in the venue, including an infamous one which saw police and 3 ambulances called after a riot involving the Dudley Boys. After ECW closed up shop, a number of independent promotions, including USA Pro Wrestling, Primetime Wrestling, and Impact Championship Wrestling, ran the venue as well.
The Sports Fest place sounds like a fun place to kick it. I wonder why it ended up running out of business or whatever.
The Sports Fest was also home for the birth of what later became known as Strictly ECW movement, as New York City fan Anthony Lewis began collecting signatures at the August 1996 debut event to protest ECW losing its time slot on the Madison Square Garden network. Lewis's effort started a near political career, which led to the Strictly ECW group spearheading campaigns to help the company burst onto pay-per-view the following year and get onto the cable provider Cablevision when it was lone holdout of ECW pay-per-views.
Speaking of getting kicked off the Madison Square Garden network, have you heard about, I don't know how recent this is, so I think it's fairly new, but it might not be. So I guess Ring of Honor had sold out Madison Square Garden, and then all of a sudden they can't do Madison Square Garden anymore.
That's a Vince thing.
Oh, naturally. Maybe that made me think of that. So is that fairly new?
Yeah, that's about the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
There were a number of people within the promotion, including Paul Heyman, who publicly cited Lewis as helping the company's growth as well as saving ECW's first pay-per-view, Barely Legal. August 22nd, 2010. Former ECW star Balls Mahoney and the outpatient, real name John Kissel, were both charged with disorderly conduct when police were called to a New Brunswick, New Jersey restaurant after a fight between the two. Mahoney and the outpatient both claimed to police they were working the fight to build interest in an upcoming wrestling match. But after reviewing surveillance footage from the eatery's security cameras, police still charged the pair. The police were called after one of the wrestlers apparently brandished a knife.
That sounds like that might have been a shoot there.
It's a shoot that they wanted to work so they could evade the cops. But nobody bought it. Nobody bought it. August 23rd, 1929. Dick Sheekat defeats Jim Londos in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to win the National Wrestling Association World Heavyweight title. Sheekat was already recognized by the New York State Athletic Commission since defeating Hans Steinke 5 months earlier in Chicago, Illinois.
Dick Shitcat, huh? Shitcat. Dick Shitcat.
Hans Steinke.
Heine Stanky.
August 24th, 1992, the USWA held an event in the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. The results as follows. Eric Embry defeated Doug Gilbert via countout.
Oh, poor Doug.
USWA Unified World Heavyweight Champion, the King of Philadelphia. Woo! The leader and founder of Hot Stuff International,
Viva la Raza!
Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, defeated Chris Adams to retain the title.
Good job, Eddie, the true world's champion.
Same day, 1994, WCW held its 28th Clash of the Champions event at the Five Seasons Center in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Dustin and Dusty Rhodes teamed up to defeat Bunkhouse Bunk and the living legend Terry Funk,
Yes, good job, Dusty.
alongside Ming and Colonel Robert Parker, by disqualification when Arn Anderson and Ming ran in and attacked the Rhodes.
Oh, stupid. That's what you get for trying to cheat.
Same day, 1996, ECW held Natural Born Killers at the ECW Arena in Philly. The results: Mikey Whipwreck beat Little Guido. Rob Van Dam beat Doug Furnace. Louis Spicoli beat Devin Storm. The Dudley Boys, comprising of Big Dick and Bubba Ray, beat Devon Dudley and Axel Rotten. Miss Peaches beat Lady Alexandria.
This was 96. Peaches came back.
Stay tuned.
Oh, shit.
Terry Bam Bam Gordy beat Brian Lee in a Bad Street match. Taz and Tommy Dreamer fought to a draw. Pitbull 2 and the Sandman beat Shane Douglas and Raven. The Gangsters, New Jack and Mustafa, defeated the Eliminators, Cronus and Saturn, in a steel cage weapons match to retain the title.
That sounds like it was bloody.
Stay tuned. August 25th, 1995, Too Cold Scorpio defeated Eddie Guerrero to win the ECW television title in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, ending Guerrero's second title reign
Oh, spoiler alert.
and beginning Scorpio's record-setting third title reign with the belt.
Shout out to Earth 37. I can hear y'all rejoicing from here.
He would go on to win it a fourth time as well.
Very prolific TV title holder there.
Same day, 2000, ECW makes a successful two-night stand the weekend of August 25th at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, New York. Their first New York City shows in almost a year and first ever in Manhattan. The show received mainstream press coverage, including Christian York and Joey Matthews appearing on the cover of New York Daily News, double powerbombing Julio De Niro. The highlight of the weekend was a tag team tournament on August 25th to determine the new ECW World Tag Team Champions. Former champions, the Impact Players, would split up.
So that said it made a successful two-night stand.
Yes.
Still like one-night stands better.
And finally, August 26, 1999, ECW held a TV taping for the second edition of ECW on TNN at the Elks Lodge in Queens, New York, aka the Madhouse of Extreme. The first edition of the show was an introduction to ECW special. At this event, Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley defeated Spike Dudley and Balls Mahoney to win the ECW World Tag Team Championship for the 8th time, shocking the fans since it was widely known to the smart marks that this was their final ECW event before the Dudleys went to WWF. However, at the end of the show, the Dudleys came back and goaded an injured Tommy Dreamer into fighting them. Raven, making his surprise return to the company after leaving WCW, ran to the ring, won the belts with his longtime rival Tommy Dreamer. After the TV cameras were turned off, the fans chanted Dudleyville and gave Bubba and Devon a standing ovation as a farewell.
Oh, how very touching.
And on that note, in a few, just for you, the Extreme Retro Review. Peace.
Peace.